Okay, I've been gone for a minute. I know. But guess what? Your boy finna post another banger. You feel me? But yeah. Anyway, let me get focused. So this is what if Deku had a stand, part one. And when I say if he had a stand, I mean, what if he had Star Platinum in the world? What if he was the ultimate life form? Even though that has nothing to do with the stand. But anyway, I want this nigga to be overpowered. So after I got that out the way, roll the intro.
I swear these bitches do the most. I can't fuck with shorty, no. I've been trapping on my own, couple bands for the road. I've been on my rock star shit. What the fuck? Bitch, get the fuck off my dick. I just want the guap, fuck a bitch. Pull up on my rock star shit. Well, bitch, I'm on my shit. Ayy, get him jumping. He might take my life cause I.
Alright, so Deku, he was born in kind of the same home he was born in canon. You know, had best anime mom. You know, dad left to go get some milk, and we ain't never seen that nigga. But yeah. So he was quirkless, but it was okay because one day he was playing right with Bakugo and them, and don't nobody at me, cause you can't run your one anytime. But my nigga Deku was playing with Bakugo, right? And this man fell face first in the ground. And the mask just so happened to be in the ground. I, hey, just polite. And when Deku fell and hit his face on the mask, it kind of cut him. So then the mask latched on the Deku face, then made him a vampire. But this mask was the perfected version. Let me just say that. So Deku is like the dude who is in outer space, but he's not just floating there forever. So Deku, this man Deku, after this happens, he notices something. He feels like someone's behind him. And when he looks, he sees someone, but it don't look like a normal person. This is of course his stand. His stand has the hair of Star Platinum and all that, but he has the colors of the world. You feel me? Hair on Star Platinum in the clothes, but the color of the world. You feel me? So this man Deku was confused as freak, cause he didn't know what was going on. He asked Bakugo if he could see it, and Bakugo said no, he couldn't. And Deku was like, "Oh, then it must be my quirk. I got a quirk that no one else can see." Then he goes and tells his mom. His mom is not believing it because the quirk doctor said he would be quirkless. But Deku was like, "No, a man is following me." And Deku's mom was like, "What? Where?" You know, cause she think like a creep following him and stuff. You feel me? But anyway, this man Deku start seeing what his stand could do and all that stuff. start seeing that he could stop time. Let's just say his mom called him down one time, and he was like, all right. So then he walked downstairs, and his mom not moving, and he see everything not moving. The TV was on, and it's not moving, and all that stuff. The cars outside not moving, nothing moving. So then he held it, freaking. He held it for like 15 seconds. And then this man Deku freaking he freaking found out that Star Platinum and well, what should I name it? Give me a name for the stand down in the bottom. But I'ma just call him Star Platinum because I'm used to that. He calls him well, he finds out that he's precise. And let's just say every time Deku is cut, no. Let's just say one time Deku was running with scissors, right? And he fell, and the scissors stuck in his eye, right? And everyone was worried, and then Deku's eye regenerated. So yeah, Deku has regenerative abilities. He can drink blood, but I'm gonna say he don't have to. He don't have to eat or drink or none of that. But he just the ultimate life form. But anyway, he would get a cocky attitude. He would be like Jotaro. Bakugo was to try to bully him, but every time Bakugo tried to hurt Deku, some unknown way, Bakugo would get beat up. Like, next moment he throwing an explosion, next moment he's on the ground beaten. But yeah, well, not beaten, but he didn't got the work put on him, and then Deku just sitting down. But still, Deku would find out all his abilities, find out that his stand has enhanced eyesight, senses, all that stuff. And then we come to when it was the entrance exam. Well, the teacher had came in and was like, "What y'all little niggas want to do?" And he was like, "I know all y'all niggas want to be some heroes." Then he throw the papers up, right? And then Deku don't say nothing, but Bakugo go on his little rant. You feel me? And then Deku's like, "Be quiet." And then Bakugo's like, "No, Deku, you must want to fight or something." And then Deku's like, "Bakugo, if I fight you, you're gonna lose." And then Bakugo's like, "Alright, we're gonna see that." So Deku leaves, right? And he meets up with Bakugo at the let's just say an abandoned building. And Bakugo brought like his goons and stuff. And Deku says, "I can beat you all without taking my hands out of my pockets." And then they all say, "Oh yeah, I like to see you try." And then next thing you know, Deku says, "The world don't stop time." Or time stop, whichever one it is. And then Deku just brings out his stand. And then if you was in the time stop, you hear, you feel me? cause he not saying useless. Freak that. But yeah. And then after he come back to the same spot he was in, about 5 seconds passed. You know, a third of his limit had passed, and Deku just got back in the spot and started time back, and everyone just fell out. And Deku was like, what did I tell you? I don't even have to remove my hands from my pockets to beat you. So then Deku walks out the building. Everybody in there is just knocked out. And then he goes home. Bro, I just got done watching part 3. I'm on part 4 right now. And they bamboozled me on they tricked me on episode 1. But yeah. So this man, Deku, walks home and his mom says, "Where have you been, little nigga?" Right? Well, she don't say little nigga, but she said, "Where have you been?" And then Deku like, "Don't worry about it." Then she like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I bet. You know how moms be. You feel me?" And then I'm sorry for anyone who don't, you know. But yeah. So Deku will be getting ready for his entrance exam. He didn't meet All Might, but let's just say he went out again for the grocery store. He had made it home. All this stuff happened way later. Somebody got attacked by the sludge villain. All Might saved them, and then Deku go on and he see Bakugo getting trapped by the sludge villain. No, it don't even have to be Bakugo. It can just be anyone. And then Deku walks in, and then he stops time, and then he walks, and then next thing you know, Deku has the boy, and has a boy or a girl, freak, whoever you imagine, whoever you want. All right, and then he brings them out, and then next thing everybody see is the sludge villain is just standing there. The sludge villain don't know what happened. Nobody know what happened but Deku. I almost called him JoJo. But anyway. So Deku getting ready for his exam, and then All Might comes and finds him. All Might was there watching, and he's like, "You're a true hero. You have the heart of a true hero. Do you want my quirk?" And then Deku's like, "No, I don't want your quirk." He was an All Might fan, but he not really an All Might fan now. So he's like, "Nah, I don't want your quirk. I'm stronger than you, so I really don't need it." And then All Might's like, "You're not stronger than me." And then Deku's like, "You want to test that out?" You know, mad aggressive, you feel me? But yeah, All Might says, "I bet. Meet me at the beach at 8 o'clock and we gonna scrap." Well, he don't say we gonna scrap, but he said, "And I'm gonna see how good you are." And then Deku goes, not knowing that All Might wanted to train him. He just think they gonna fight. So he goes there, right? And then All Might's like, "Alright, if you can get me the move from right here, then I will admit that you're stronger than me," and all that stuff. And then after he get done saying that, next thing he know, he's on the ground. He sleep. Next thing he know, he sleep. Then he wake up, and then Deku had just cleaned up the whole beach, and it's been less than a day. And All Might's like, yo, did this kid knock me out before I knew what happened? And he asks Deku, and then Deku says, yeah, it's my ability. He don't tell him the full ability. He just says I can stop time for a little bit. And then Almost like, oh, so that's what he meant by stronger. Well, just because you can stop time don't mean you have the strength. And then Deku's like, I'm good. So, forget time skip. He goes in the UA. He doesn't trip. And if he would have tripped, he would have came up by his stand. And Deku walks in. And you haven't seen much of the Ultimate Life Force yet. But just wait. This really ain't what is Deku was it. This ain't a hero. So Deku goes in the UA exam and he sees all that stuff. Well, he does the theory exam and he's sitting minding his own business. Girls flocking to him though. The girls, they was like, oh, they would come by and they would see this man Deku, and they would be like, that is the. I don't want to say it because it sounds kind of gay, but yeah, this nigga was picking up the girls. That's all I'm gonna say. And like Jotaro was, and stuff like that, and Josuke and stuff like that. But anyway, this man JoJo, I mean, this man Deku was a whole different monster in the practical exam. As soon he didn't have the encounter with Ida, cause he was minding his own business, and then as soon as they said go, this nigga Deku said the world stop time. You feel me? And he did his thing. He was just destroying robots left and right. Now I really don't know how they kept track of who was destroying robots. Like, did they have niggas looking at everybody? Because if they did, they wouldn't know who did it. But I'ma just say they did something. They just knew. Freaking. But yeah, this man Deku was destroying so many robots. They had to tell this man. They had to tell this man Deku he had enough. Stop destroying. They had to ban him for destroying any more of the robots. So he just sitting there chilling, waiting. And this man Deku, he had to freaking what's it called? He had to destroy the zero pointer because he saw Uraraka under it. Now he can fly. Like JoJo and Dio. So he flies over and he stops time and then he just punching the mess out of it, just destroying it. And then he hits this man. He was a robot with the final punch, and he did as much more damage than he did with One for All. And then he goes down, and gets Uraraka out from under it, and she sees him, and she's like, she's attracted. She likes what she sees. But anyway, this man Deku, he go home. He already knew he passed it, cause how wouldn't he pass it if they banned him from destroying the robots? But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end this part off. Tell me if you like it. You feel me? You know. You know, it was just for fun, but yeah. It's too smooth to run. Oh the hell.